Happy birthday, Dad, from heaven, because I know that's where my dad is at. His soul, that is in eternal paradise. And I can be able to hold on to that and know that he's in a much better place. Man, definitely a lot of waves of emotions been going on this year. Besides celebrating my birthday, of course, my father's birthday is today, and I'm thankful that we always had birthdays together. And for myself, I'm like, yes, I get to have so much cake. Man, this year, since my father's transition, been very, very reflective for me. And I definitely miss him. My dad was my friend, still is my friend. My dad was my homie. I could talk to him about anything. He was always there for support for me. He whooped my ass when I needed to get my butt spanked. And he did it all out of love. It took me 30 something years to really come to that realization of my dad did everything out of love for me. Wow. As I'm talking about my dad, I kid you not that there's a blue jay that just flew right here in front of me. Oh man, it's like him telling me hello. So ever since my father transitioned on, blue jays have always been around me. And then with that one just coming right there, it just lets me know. This confirmation of him letting me know that he's proud of me. Oh my God. Can't make that up. It's just the synchronicities that happen. And my dad was a deep catalyst for me to really spark some even deeper healing for myself in this past year, in which I came to a realization that we all did what we needed to do in every moment, not even just for ourselves, but for others. And coming to that belief and realization in my life has enabled me to really see things from a far different perspective than just my egoic beliefs about things, of thinking things shouldn't have happened the way that it was supposed to happen. And I'm sure this can resonate with a lot of people out there who may have some better resentment towards people, maybe even your parents, for the way that you were raised, feeling that you deserve to be raised better than the way that it was. And I thought that too. But I realize now, and even more deeper, is I have amazing parents, amazing in their own unique ways. My mother and my father are perfect for me, to help me get to where I'm at right now. But also, they both love me in their own unique ways. And the other thing too, and it's not even just our parents, but it's just ourselves too, if we really get present to ourselves, is we all have pain in our lives. And even with that pain, our parents love us to the best that they can, even with that. And I was thankful enough because I got to hear more about experiences of pain from both my parents, and even with that pain, they love me so much and still continue to love me and support me and keep me safe, keep me protective, make sure that I had and still have a roof over my shoulder, had the stuff to provide me to go to school. They helped me pay for college, which I'm so thankful for. And just really think about that. of your parents who you may have feel some type of way towards for whatever experiences you had, what kind of pain were they dealing with before we came to existence? How was their upbringings? What did they go through? Because we're a product of our pain if we don't process the pain correctly. If we don't allow ourselves to process it or even have a space to work through those things, we can unconsciously project our pain onto others. And like I said, with all the pain that I have heard that my father has experienced in his own life, he just loved me still. And he used his pain as a catalyst to be the amazing father that he was for me. I was just saying it to my mother yesterday, how with me as a kid, seeing how my father handled his relationship with his other kids outside of the relationship he had with my mother, it helped me to be able to handle my own situation with my son in a relationship with my son and my son's mother, with us not being together. Because I would have booked, I would have been out. When the breakup happened, I really thought about that, but having a conversation with my dad, but also seeing him do what he did, it helped me to be stepping into my own fatherhood role. And I'm grateful for that. There's beautiful lessons that we can learn from our experience with our parents. Once we're able to get out of our egoic entitlement that it should have happened a different way than it happened. Because it happened the way it's supposed to happen, and there's a beautiful lesson to help us have the tools for our own evolution. And sometimes like the pain that we feel is kind of funny. I realized when I sat with it, I had a resentment towards my parents for telling me no, for trying to hang out with my friends. And I even know that I had a resentment towards them for that. That's the cool thing about being out here in nature. You can't control what's going to happen, just like life. We can't fully control what happens, but we can control how we react to things. And that right there is a lesson. Life gives us experiences. We can't control fully these experiences, but what we can control is what we get out of it. It just reminds me of what my therapist told me before, is with every single interaction we have in our life, every situation, there's multiple ways to look at it, which is true. There's always another way to look at any situation, no matter how painful that situation is or what you experience. There's always multiple ways to look at it. The question is, are you willing to look at it in another way? And just think about that, because my father's transition last year was unexpected. So with that unexpectedness that happens, it always makes you think of the what ifs, or, oh, I should have done more. And the cool lesson that I came to for myself is I did enough. And coming to that realization for me doing enough, my parents and everybody else in my life did enough for me as well. And can I accept that everyone did enough, even if it's out of my own egoic expectation? Is not that. Has everybody done enough? Yeah. Take that in for yourself. What if everybody done enough, including your parents? But also the fact of this thing called life could end in any moment. And if your parents are still living and let's say you're out of contact with them and not talking to them, would you be okay if they transition on today? Because it's inevitable is and we don't know when it's going to happen. And if it's no, you wouldn't be okay, then it's time to let it go. It's really time to let go those emotional resentments and stuff towards your parents because they're doing the best that they could. And most of the time they have their own pain that they're still unraveling, still processing. And they do the best that they can with what they have to try to love you. I know it's part of you say, no, I can't do it. No, you don't know my story. You don't know my story. I don't fully know your story. You know your story. I do know you have a choice of what you want to do with your story and the information. Do you choose to continue the narrative that you're doing right now? Or would you like to rewrite a new story, a new way, with a foundation of it's okay because they did the best that they could in the moment, just like you? It's a choice. And I found that out from really just allowing this transition, no matter how painful it was last year, to be a catalyst for myself to get into this place of acceptance fully, that we all are doing the best that we could in every moment. And with that, it helps sparks each and every one of our own growth if we can catch the lesson. What is your choice now from this? Thank you.